course. I've had a really interesting life, I have to tell you. And I'm really old, too. But I was married to Alan J. Lerner, Lerner and Lowe, and My Fair Lady was actually dedicated to me. Can you believe it? And then I married the love of my life, Alan Livingston, who is probably a giant in the music business. He was a giant in the music business, and he also, by the way, left Capitol in the mid-50s, went over to NBC television, created Bonanza, and then went back to Capitol and signed the Beach Boys, the Beatles, the band. And also started a small company and he signed Don McLean and put out a little thing called American Pie. Remember that? He was a beautiful man, and we have a beautiful son. I have beautiful daughters from my first marriage. And it has been a really interesting journey. I'm going to read to you something, if you don't mind. It's a kind of a repeat of what I said, but with something added. This film tells the brutal truth about a part of the motion picture business and how it can ruin one's life. To be exploited for other people's profit can be both painful and humiliating. Even though one is paid, sometimes a great deal, and receives the emotional, ego-fulfilling rewards, to be portrayed as larger than life is distorting and destroys the delicate balance between reality and fantasy. Creating stars sold products. They were constantly hyping the qualities that create an irresistible commodity. This was particularly possible when someone had not only the tangible and obvious assets, beauty, personality, etc., but sometimes the most important quality of all was vulnerability. A perfect example was, of course, Marilyn Monroe. We have to acknowledge that people who are willing and cooperate about making themselves accessible to exploitation are also accessories to the crime, as well as victims. There are no easy answers, except in perhaps those rare, especially talented artists. She's really a character actress, Meryl Streep, who offers her extraordinary range of talents that they do not need to hype. Empowering vulnerable people in the movie industry is as unacceptable and contemptuous as the, excuse me, current Republican Party. When it empowers the ignorant and angry citizens. Okay. Norma Desmond, who only wanted to be the greatest star of them all, and allowed herself to be exploited in an industry that casually threw her away when they were through with her. I have often wondered if I was not deeply affected by the truth of this story. I knew even then I did not want to be a quote-unquote movie star who would someday be thrown away. That's it.